Hello, welcome to Nerds of the Old Republic, the podcast where we listen to nerdy fiction, movies, and now, La Musica. I'm Adam.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Mike.
And here we are talking about 3 albums that are loosely aligned with sci-fi, but also just really worth our discussion. This is something new we're trying here. So we're going to talk about 3 albums in chronological order. The Mars Volta, Comatose at the Moratorium. We're talking about
Deloused.
Deloused at the
at the
Comatorium.
Comatorium.
This is
Although
cast
I
3.
like your album title a lot more.
Moratorium at the Comatorium. That's me, and I have not yet had drink 3. Thank you.
No,
great.
That's a good one.
That's a great. Yeah, I'm a put that in the recording studio pretty soon. And then 9 Inch Nails Year Zero, and then Muse's Simulation Theory. So this is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do if you've listened to us before, where we're talking about albums in their entirety, as well as how they connect to like the ethos of Nerds of the Old Republic. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to this. And if you've never listened to us before, what we usually do is we pair some sort of like food and or drink, and really we're just whiskey drinkers. We like whiskey. So we're coming to that pretty soon. I'm going to let Mike introduce that because it was his turn to pick for us this cast.
Yeah, so we decided on whiskey, and my whiskey library at home was missing an Irish because I had finished the Jameson that was in it.
And there's more to Irish whiskey than Jameson.
And there's a lot more, absolutely. So I picked something that I thought would be good for our ethos, which, if I'm not mistaken, Adam, you said we've actually, it turns out, done before.
But not in the quantity that we had, and I don't remember if it was for the cast, but I remember sharing it with you.
Okay, I recall this too, but it was, you're right, it was, what the fuck was that one?
Well, we are, 50 or 60 episodes deep, something like that.
Yeah, nearly 60, y'all.
We're starting to rip ourselves off.
Well, once you hear what we're drinking here, folks, if you can go back and find what we're drinking and find the other cast, let us know. Hit us up on the socials and tell us what it was.
Yeah. And not just Kevin, who emails us, and I love you, man.
Thank you, Kevin.
So, I picked it because I thought it did fit the ethos of the show pretty well. It's Writer's Tears. And it has this cool poem on the front, which I won't read all of, but to give you a sense of it, it says, his heart danced upon her movements like a cork upon a tide, and goes on from there. That, and then the tasting notes, a unique vatting of single pot still and single malt Irish whiskey, triple distilled for extra smoothness, aged and natured to perfection in flame-charred bourbon barrels, distilled entirely of barley and traditional Irish copper pot stills, bursting with flavor and complexity. So, with that, I'll pour us a couple of glasses here.
It's a lovely copperish color as you're pouring here.
And Sean and I will be enjoying ours on ice cubes, and Adam will be enjoying his neat.
And that's mainly because I feel like I have to prove my manliness.
I drink whiskey quite frequently, multiple times a week, and depending on the whiskey and depending on my mood, sometimes neat and sometimes with ice. But there's a YouTube channel where they review whiskeys that I like to watch, and as they always say, the best whiskey is the whiskey you want to drink the way you want to drink it. So,
love that.
Cheers.
Sláinte.
Cheers, Adam.
Sorry.
Rude.
I didn't mean to hold you off there.
I like the neat versus ice cubes because it does unlock slightly different flavors. I had a glass of this last night, and it was delightful neat. But it tastes a lot lighter and more floral and refreshing with the ice cubes in it.
Yeah.
As I drink it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little sounds like
Sean is not a whiskey
fan.
I mean, I'm not the only.
Let your ice cubes melt a little.
I'm not the only Irish guy at the table. I just.
Are you looking at me when you say that?
No, he's
okay.
Irish.
Because I was going to say I'm straight Polish.
Yeah,
so.
I'm half Polish, half Irish. What are you?
I have an interesting mix. I am Irish, I am German, and I am Greek.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Things that naturally go together.
Yes,
totally.
You've got the best complexion of us
That's
all.
right.
I don't feel like the whiskeys and the scotches and things like that. Just that gene passed me by for some reason. You guys know I'm a rum guy.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Oh, I have some good rum upstairs, by the way.
I could have brought back La Domenico. Maybe next time.
It's good, but I'm not like I always feel like am I doing it wrong? Like you talk about like how, like it's lovely. It's got these notes and like in different such situations and contexts, and I'm like, it just makes me go.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean everybody's got their drinks, and like for me, like there's people who can drink vodka straight. I can barely drink it in a mixed drink. Like vodka just makes me. It's like to me, it's
not
like
me.
It's like paint thinner, and it just makes me like my throat locks up and my eyes water and my gag reflex kicks in.
Interesting.
But whiskey has, from the time I was a teenager, has always just gone deliciously well. Like that, it's gone down very smoothly for me.
I like it as a mixer.
So,
But that's terrible because I'm not a purist.
Great
that's
for that
fine.
as well. No,
Literally, there's nothing wrong with how you drink.
No,
it.
you drink it the way you.
100%.
I
love that.
I drink expensive whiskey. I drink cheap whiskey. I drink Scotch, Irish. I drink bourbon. I drink rye. And you don't. I mean, like at age 43, and as a quote unquote whiskey snob, I still come home and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do is pour a little cheap bourbon over ice cubes with some Diet Coke, and that's my fucking drink.
Yeah.
For
Mike, let me give you.
We don't need to judge people here.
What's the most expensive pour of whiskey you ever had?
not Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig is fucking
Whistle
delicious.
Pig's
by the
good,
way.
but it's not that
But
expensive.
oh shit, what's the one like the Holy Grail?
Pappy Van Winkle.
Pappy, yes,
Right.
Pappy.
Would
Now,
you have?
which year though? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I don't remember
Would
what
you-
year, but I was at what's the restaurant in Buffalo
Chop
that
House?
closed recently?
Oh.
It was like it had like a sort of
Masuda Chow's.
no, it was like a sort of
closed.
New Orleans like southern vibe.
Touton.
Yeah, that was it. So I was there one night, and there were two scotches and whiskeys that for years I would ask like how much for a glass, just waiting for a price that I was willing to pay. One was Johnny Walker Blue, which goes for like $230 a bottle.
Yeah.
And I actually have a funny story about that, but I won't tell it right now. The other was Pappy though. And whenever I saw it on a menu anywhere, I would ask how much it was. And one night I was out and it was not a price I was willing to pay, but I'd had enough to drink that I was.
So it was like the Pappy 12.
I was suddenly willing to pay it.
Yeah.
And they brought a glass and I ended up having two, and it was an expensive evening, and it was delicious.
Next day, Mike was like, I enjoyed that, but wow, is the bank account hurt right now?
So here's my question then. Would you say, what if I ordered, give me the Pappy Van Winkle with a Diet Coke?
Oh, fuck.
They would.
Oh, fuck. Dude, no.
The bartender would not pour that.
No, I don't think. I don't.
So
believe
see,
they
but
don't
that's
think
that's sometimes what it would take for me. I'm gonna a whiskey. I
mean,
need a little bit on the side.
Pappy 6 year or Pappy like 2 year, they'd do that. That'd be fine. Like the real fast stuff.
You're saying go Black Velvet.
I don't
I'm gonna
think
have
they
it with
make-
my Coke.
Do they make? They don't make it
Tours,
do
not
they?
not Pappy. No, there's very strict
10, 12,
standards
15.
to become that.
Yeah.
They have Weller, which is like the stuff that just came up shy of the standards to become Pappy, but even that now you can't find on shelves because everybody figured out that is basically Pappy.
Yeah.
And so now even that's become so expensive that you have to know the guy at the liquor store and they set it aside. It doesn't even go out.
You have to
on,
get
like,
in the
floor
lottery.
for you. Yeah. So my real quick, my Johnny Walker Blue story was I was in a little bar outside of Ellicottville one night. And I used to always ask these people, like I see you got the bottle. Like what would it be for a glass? And the guy goes, so I asked that night and the guy goes, our glasses of scotch are usually $5.
Like
so
2 fingers? Or?
I'm fucking,
You run at that.
I am poker facing this thing. And I was like, oh, all right. And my wife sitting right next to me grabs my shoulder and goes, $5? That's amazing.
Thanks, wife.
And in my head, I'm like, fuck. And
He's gonna jack the price
The guy goes, he goes, hang on though, let me just check real quick. And he comes back and he goes, I'm sorry, it's actually $27.
Of course it is. Yeah. Because he realized he was about to give away Weller's or Pappy 15.
This was Johnny Walker
$5.
Blue. This one was Johnny Walker Blue, and I've never let my wife live that one down. I did have Johnny Walker Blue though. Yeah. My brother-in-law and me bought a small bottle of it one year. And it was still like $80 for like the small bottle of it.
For like a fifth.
And it gave us both like, a couple fingers each in a glass. Yeah. And I went in cynical. I was like, I will say this is not worth it, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. And it was fucking outstanding. It's like it was honestly maybe the smoothest scotch I've ever drank. It was incredible.
I am hit and miss with the whiskeys and scotches, but I will say that this Writer's Tears is bringing tears to my eyes.
Did you let the ice cubes melt a little?
A little bit, yeah.
Open it up, man. Just let the ice cubes melt a little.
Just let it breathe a bit. I haven't. So, Mike, I haven't had that moment. Like, I've been to Lucky Day a couple times, and I've been tempted. To hit like the Pappy, or to hit even. What's getting hard to find is Buffalo Trace.
Oh yeah, it's the same distillery.
It is Buffalo Trace, Pappy, and Wellington are all the same.
Right. So Buffalo Trace used to be like an Elijah Craig or a Maker's Mark, right?
Exactly.
But as soon as people figured out, it's the same thing as Weller. It's like as soon as people figured out it's the same distillery, now that has become like a coveted thing.
Yeah, so and that's like their like bottom shelf Buffalo Trace.
Right, yeah. That, like I said, that was a budget whiskey like Elijah Craig or something, which by the way, I'm not disparaging Elijah Craig. That's my favorite whiskey to buy. $35 and it's a fucking solid bourbon.
What is the goal? Like, what do you want in a good whiskey?
I want to taste like, for me, like brown sugar, spice, wood, maybe depending on the whiskey, like just a touch of smoke. If it's a scotch, I definitely want smoke.
You want peat.
Yeah,
I want peat in a scotch.
I get none of that.
Yeah.
I'm getting like that like gag reflex.
Do you get like any like orange or orange peel, like a little of that? Do you get any like
spritz of citrus?
Yeah, a little chocolate. Like
it tastes like a chemical.
Coffee. Do you get like cranberry?
Nothing like that.
Really?
What the fuck? What is wrong with me? That's what I'm like wondering.
You're
like
broken. Sean.
Vanilla? Any vanilla?
You guys are getting all this amazing shit.
Yeah.
I drink it and I'm like, I'm like fucking Sideshow Bob. I guess I hit myself in the face with a rake.
Yeah.
It's not like making me go like, God, no. But I'm like, I'd rather drink fucking Kraken or something else. Like, at least that I appreciate the flavor. This, I'm like, it's okay. But I'm not like, maybe I don't have the taste buds for it. I just don't have the complexity that everybody else pulls from it.
I think that's all it is, man. I think, like I said, like it's like you're to whiskey what I am to vodka. Like I drink vodka and I feel like that is what I imagine paint thinner tastes like. It makes me want to throw it.
I like a good vodka,
well, there you go.
See, and that's where I feel like a bad Polish kid. Because, like, I can't drink Krupnik. I can't drink vodka.
And nobody drinks Krupnik. not willingly.
Not willingly.
Yeah.
It's honey liqueur. That's what it is.
Now that it's mostly water, that's better.
So
I told you it would open up.
So, you know what it is like, who is the most influential adult that, like, you saw growing up? And my wife's father was that for me, and he drank whiskey. And rye, and, like, the amber liquors. So, like, I developed my palate to meet that, so like I like rye. I like whiskey.
I love rye.
It's weird. My dad just drank and he always had black velvet on hand.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Is that a Heart song? Is that what it is?
No.
Not Heart, but yeah. That little boy smile.
Yeah. Oh, it was like the Canadian cheap-ass whiskey, and I remember, like, Dad, if you're listening, I know you're not, but I would in high school, I would take some of that and pour it into this flask I bought, and at Things Remembered, of all places.
Yeah, Things Remembered. Wow, there's a throwback in the Galleria Mall.
Oh, yeah. It was a double cigar holder / flask. And I'd pour my dad's black velvet in there, pour a little water back in the jug, put it back. And that was my, I'm so hard. I'm drinking fucking whiskey and smoking cigars at 18 or 17, whatever the fuck I was, and being like, But, dude, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Nobody did it.
All right, so one of these casks, I only buy it every once in a while because it's like a $90 bottle. It's called Whistle Pig. And
I'll put in half for that.
it's become
100%.
my favorite whiskey because it's you got to drink it in winter. It's just the warmest whiskey. It tastes
Spice.
like baking spice
Yeah.
and like, oh, it's so wonderful. Like cinnamon.
Whistle Pig is fantastic.
Yeah.
I want these
100%.
tasting notes before I drink it,
Yeah.
so that I can like mentally try to prepare myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna let you guys know how it really tastes to me. And then we can go. I might need oyster crackers, something to clear
That's
my
fine.
palate.
That's fine.
I'm already picturing the fuck you, Whistle Pig.
I'll still put 45 towards that 90.
Fuck!
100%.
It's such a good bottle. I'll give you
So
half the
good.
bottle, man.
You don't need to even.
All right, deal.
Or we'll just hang out for an evening and just pass it back and forth.
Honestly, you know what? We'll listen to some records.
Speaking
Dude,
of,
yeah.
what the hell are we supposed to be doing right now?
That's what we're
That's
doing.
right.
So
Good
bring it back
transition.
around. So the Writer Tears is hitting me hard. It's the third cast of the night, but we're trying something different in that Mike is our resident otaku when it comes to like records and music. So I'm going to bring it back to him in a sec. But he suggested that we look at music or albums that were like connected to sci-fi. And so we all had a list and we kind of whittled it down. We each picked one. I picked the Mars Volta's Comatose in the Moratorium. I'm going to get it right this time.
Comatorium.
Deloused.
God damn it!
Deloused in the Comatorium.
Deloused in the Comatorium.
Yeah.
There we go. I will talk about that in a sec. Sean, what did you pick?
Simulation Theory by Muse.
Yeah, and Mike?
9 Inch Nails Year Zero. And we should throw in here, in case any fans of these artists have found their way to our cast, this is not like a deep dive into the artist. This is not like a dissection of like the music or the lyrics. This is sort of like a neophyte's reaction, like having listened.
I am very unprepared then. I'm kidding.
How can you be unprepared?
Fucking look at his face.
Unprepared for
How can you be unprepared to be a neophyte?
My Owen
from Muse.
his look of shock and horror.
I was just confused.
Not here for it.
Like I was just like, I was stressing that we were neophytes.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I'm not prepared for that. I'm not even at beginner inexperience level.
I'm getting into
I thought he
chord
was gonna be
progressions, motherfuckers. Where are you on this?
Yeah.
So I got you.
It's like, listen, I'm not here for the power chords that were in this goddamn album. Why didn't they play some actual like G minor shit? Like, fuck them.
D sus 7. Fuck that news.
Well, yeah, no, I'm all about A sus 7. Sorry.
Oh, okay, all right.
There we go.
And along the same lines, if you're here for the science fiction stuff, we picked these albums because they're science fiction adjacent, but we will not strictly be talking. We'll barely be talking, to be honest with you, about the science fiction elements. We used that as our sort of connection or entry point into the album.
Yeah. And so to that, we're going to talk about them chronologically.
Yep.
Which would bring up the Mars Volta at the beginning here, being the earliest album. And I picked the Mars Volta because I was a fan of At the Drive-In. And the Mars Volta was actually formed after the breakup of At the Drive-In.
Right.
At the Drive-In had a seminal record with One Armed Scissor, which is a fantastic fucking album title. And so you might hear it in the background. I'm just waiting for it to come up here as it plays on my phone. There's a long intro here to Sun et Lumière. And so as I listen to this album, I've listened to it before. I've tried very hard, very hard to dig into this. And, what I really came across is that the Mars Volta is like a art pop, new wave progressive rock banger of an album that I don't understand. I'm trying it's like a Thomas Pynchon novel in that I know there's more there
Right.
that I just haven't gotten to.
That's a very apt comparison.
That
Thank
you appreciate that there's more there.
There it is.
Without getting the more there.
This is where, listening to this, I'm like, as a former gigging musician, I listen to it and I go, man, this is the kind of music that musicians like to listen to.
You were on tour with Bob Dylan there. For a
Oh
while.
God, don't even put me in the same.
Don't make me make an accidental malapropism with Bob Dylan.
Although I did share a stage with the Trues at one point in my music career.
What?
Yes.
With the who?
With the Trues?
The Trues. That is a story for a whole other time.
Okay.
Anywho's, I listened to it and I was left with like I remember like doing a little like research on it and how Rick Rubin produced this album.
Oh,
Whoa, the same guy who produced the NSYNC albums?
Rick Rubin is a
Did he do NSYNC?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he is
done
a
everybody,
known producer. Metallica, Jay-Z,
Yeah.
like he's been
Beastie
all over the
Boys,
place.
my
yes.
favorite album of all time, Tom Petty, Wildflowers.
And like his complaint with them was he basically cut a bunch of their stuff because he said, "There's what you want to listen." I'm paraphrasing horribly, but like what you want to hear versus what the audience's ear is. And so he took a lot out to make it more palatable for an audience. And to me, that's a sign that these guys are almost like dream theatering it. Like it's like, okay, you're producing music for musicians, not for a general audience.
Sure.
And as soon as I listen to the lyrics, I go, or the vocals, I go, this guy is trying to perform the lyrics like an instrument. And
Yes.
sometimes it works, and many times it doesn't. And for me, in this case, it just doesn't work.
I felt very similar in that, like, I listened to this album straight through. And I was watching the lyrics actually on Apple Music as I was listening to it. And I'm like, this is not at all.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on here. And like the purists will like go back to what the lead singer says about the interpretations, and then they will be on Reddit and spend hours looking back and forth about what happened. And there's like, oh, this is about the lead singer's best friend, and this is about this. But like, the thing I keep coming back to is that the erratic nature of the rhythms, like they change time signatures, they change key signatures. There's so many impressively technical breakdowns.
It's like a post-jazz fusion kind of like complexity to it that it's almost like forced in a way.
In a way I could see that for sure. And what I was thinking is that like, so for me, it's frenetic. It's so chaotic that it feels like 2025, even though the lyrics I don't understand.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at the lyrics going, I don't know what you're saying. Like I see the words, but I still don't know what you're saying. But like the breakdowns and the rhythms, it's vocally driven as opposed to like Nine Inch Nails later, which is more like of the percussion driven. I like it, but I feel like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I can't disagree with you I'm sorry, Mike, before you chime in, but like, I feel very similar reaction to this. I can tell it's musically complex and it's well wrought and it's got a lot of good things going on, but it does not reward a casual listen. And I don't feel like, speaking to what our cast point is, I don't feel like the ideas of the concept translate well. Like that delousing and the Comatorium idea, like nothing about that concept of being in a mental institution and dealing with all that kind of stuff or whatever's going on that they're trying to invoke, I don't feel it. And to me, that's a fail. That's me.
So I don't disagree with pretty much anything you guys are saying. I had tremendous respect for this album while I was listening to it. I enjoyed a lot of individual moments. I'm going to be hard pressed to connect these moments with the specific songs, but
I'll speak to that in a second. Actually,
there was one song on here. I wasn't particularly enjoying the song that much, and then it went into this like extended, very like psychedelic instrumental for quite a while, like several minutes. And I love psych rock like very much, and I was loving that. And then the very next song on the album had a very sort of like jammy, jazzy feel to it.
I think so it might be Erraticarka.
So yeah, we still got to talk about the song titles.
Katra or something like
that. So there were a lot of moments on the album that I enjoyed very much. The experience of listening to this reminded me very much of my long history of trying and failing to get into the band Rush. Who I feel like is a band I should like.
One of the
paper,
largest percussion sets of all time.
On paper,
100%.
I'm like, they do their philosophy and their sci-fi and they're very ambitious, and I'm like, I should love this shit. But every time I listen to it, I'm like, it's just a little too much right now. Like I'm not ready for it.
What is it, 2112 or something?
2112.
Yeah.
You've got 13 toms too many.
Yeah.
Right. And this album felt that way to me. I was like, I feel like there's just so much to unpack. And I liked it and respected it objectively while not feeling particularly moved by it, if that makes sense.
You bring that up, but I will make the point that I feel like Rush, even in their most experimental, they still had a sense of the listener's ear, like Rick Rubin would say. Where this band, I feel like almost they were like, fuck the listener. They don't know what they know.
Fair.
We're going to force on them what they should think is cool. And when a band...
I don't have a problem with that.
But I mean, if it works, if a band like feels so highly of themselves and they do that and it doesn't work, that's even more damning to me. And I feel like this band is more on that side.
Whether or not it works, I think depends on the listener. You know what I mean? And it clearly didn't work for us, but
then again, like what sample size we're looking at here,
I
right?
could see the fan base that likes this band. I could see why they like them. You know what I mean?
But are we 3 for 3 in the same vein? Like, we understand.
It sounds like we're saying the same things.
We all appreciate it and the complexity and all of that, but we also are like,
yeah.
So the thing that I was going to glom onto in a second is that when Mike said, like, I couldn't tell you what song it was.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, they all sound the same. I can't tell when one starts and the other ends. And so one thing for me is that like albums that are like concept albums, there's a story. And I don't know if it's the lyrics. I don't know if it's the complexity of the songs that I couldn't follow. I didn't feel like there was a story I could follow here.
Yeah.
That helped me understand. And the songs did not feel different from one another.
Agreed.
And to extend this point, many times I thought a song had ended.
Yeah.
And a new one had begun.
Yes. No.
Because they they do so much shit within the songs. I don't mean that as a compliment or an insult. Like, I just mean that as an observation. Like it's, you said before, so much with like tempo changes and everything that within the same song that it's hard to get that feel of cohesion there.
When you think of a concept album, you think of like Pink Floyd or The Who, like these classic
American
bands.
Idiot. Even American Idiot.
Yes, they pulled off an extremely cohesive story.
Yeah.
This feels... I mean, again, I only listened to it a little bit here and there, and a couple of times through it. I'm like, I just don't feel like it had that cohesion, that sense of strength of story that those kinds of concept albums.
I'll admit, on my part, to some bias here. I think Sean, you and I talked about this a little bit, but if this were an instrumental album, I would like it a lot more. I have a thing. There's a certain kind of voice that I fail to connect with. It's the Rush voice. It's the
this is that falsetto.
The
then.
Journey voice.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound like a stretch, but I think I'm correct when I say like this sounds like the guy from Maroon 5 singing for like an artsier band. That very pitch perfect high falsetto voice. I'm not criticizing it. Like the dude is insanely talented,
100%.
but it's not my favorite artist of all time is Tom Petty. I like authenticity. I like something that's maybe a little grittier, but it feels honest. And that's just me personally. But when I hear the music on this album, I'm like, okay, this is really technically proficient. I dig it. And when the dude starts singing, I'm like, that's where I kind of feel that disconnect.
Adam Levine of Maroon 5 has said he sings like a teenage girl. Like he knows, he even recognizes that's what he does. And you're right. There's like those bands that, and this is where I love metal and I love like hard stuff. And for me, it's all about the vocals. Like the music. So
this is
always
the anti-metal vocal then, because it's falsetto and it's consistently up there.
Not that it's anti-metal, but it kind of follows the same idea of like, the vocals mean the most in my like listenability to things. And you listen to something and you're like, I don't like the singer. I don't like what he's doing. And it turns you off to everything. Sure. Or if you listen to this, you're like, wow, this is complex. There's a lot of, like you said, time signatures. And there's some craftsmanship in here that is truly awesome. But as soon as he starts singing, you're like,
I mean, at one point they go from 3/4 time to 9/7 time. And that's insane. Like as a musician, I never understood the difference between the two, but you can hear it in the movement when you're counting, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's like, oh my God, you have more skill than is necessary to be a art pop band.
That's why it gets back to I think my comparison to Dream Theater is appropriate, because it's like that. It's music for musicians. like you don't really appreciate what they're doing unless you know what they're doing. And I think once you've done that, you've transcended the mass audience. I mean, there's a reason why the Mars Volta isn't played all the time on the radio. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? I hear it all the time. Do you not listen to college rock radio?
Yeah, okay. There's the like, you know, the people who take deep dives and things who are definitely gonna love it. But I think a mass audience, like, there's no way a Taylor Swift fan is gonna listen to this and be like, "Wow, this is great."
Hey! Get my woman's name out your mouth.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
What's that?
I'm not. I said with no judgment. A question: are you a Taylor Swift fan?
I enjoy it casually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But look, even a Metallica fan or something, they're gonna listen to this and be like, "I get it. It's complicated, and there's a lot of musicianship here, but it's just not listenable."
And I wonder if that's like you went too high concept.
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
You know, like I love me. I mean, you know, I'm unabashedly a Thomas Pynchon fan, which is high concept.
Oh yeah.
Because I like to read the hardest things to prove that I'm kind of smart to myself. And still fail. That's kind of what this album felt like to me. Like, I'm going to make you listen to the hardest thing I can pump out. And we're going to tell the fans to like it. Yeah. And the fans fucking ate it up. They did.
Like, I honestly, I don't have a problem with any of that. You know, I don't think this band is trying to appeal to a mass audience. I think they're trying to appeal to, I don't know if cult audience is the right word, but like, you know, like a specific audience of people who would appreciate this shit.
That's a good way to put it.
So the way I look at it is like, am I the target audience for this? Probably not. I objectively respect it from a musicianship standpoint. Fucking whiskey. But am I likely to like put this shit on like next Friday night when I'm looking for something to jam to? No.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Nowadays, I'm with you guys now. I have vinyl apparatus here. I'm like, would I buy this on vinyl? My answer is no.
Yeah.
No. And to me, that's my past judge. Like, if I happen to listen to it, and just for the sake of listening to the musicality and all that, sure. But it's not something I would sit there and want to sit down, grab a drink, and put an album on in the dark and just listen to it. I'm not going to.
And ironically, that's what this band most calls for.
Yeah,
is like you can't pick a song and be like, I'm going to listen to that Mars Volta jam. That's my jam. Right. Yeah. No, like you have to sit with this shit. Like you have to, but we don't want to.
I'm gonna say this in the most self-deprecating way, but this shoots way over my head, and I'm just
same.
I am not that like guy trying to fit in with the music geeks anymore. I'm like a guy who's like, I want to listen to something I want to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't need to prove my worth as a musician anymore. It's like, that's what I feel like listening to this. I'm like, God, I feel like I need to understand too many things here to get this. And again, as our point of our cast, the story under it totally makes no sense. It's lost entirely under all that weight.
There were certain points I found myself being like, I'm going to listen to the lyrics because I realized like I wasn't hearing them properly. And I was like, it's actually hard to even hear them. Like, I don't know if it's the vocal delivery or if it's like the lyrics themselves, but I was like, I was straining to like hear words in this music.
It's a musician singer who's treating his voice too much like an instrument. And at that point you lose the storytelling ability, and I feel like that crosses a line for me.
So we can make our recommendations in a moment, but I want to like pause to talk about their use of language real quick.
Yeah, sure. Are you going to talk about Portuguese?
I both love it and hate it because I'm like, first of all, I'm like Deloused in the Crematorium or Comatorium, and I'm like,
see, I keep fucking everybody up. I'm
like that shit's fucking. I'm like that. I don't even know what it means, but I'm like, it sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I know what it means to be Deloused.
I was looking at some of this stuff, like roulette dares. Like that sounds awesome. Drunk Ship of Lanterns. Like that sounds fucking amazing. this apparatus must be unearthed. How cool is that shit? But then there's shit on here like, I don't even know how to say this stuff, like cicatriz esp. Like, what the fuck is...
It's either Portuguese or Latin-esque.
And then there's
Iridatica.
There's one that starts out sounding like words and then ends not sounding like words. Take the veil serpent text. Like, I don't understand what fucking words these are.
And this is coming from a group that was willing to dive into Pynchon, willing to dive into Stevenson.
We're English teachers.
We're nerds.
Yeah. And like, I think I've moved on past art rock. I'm going to say that sadly.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like those times where you're watching something and you're like, this is a film student in grad school.
Yeah.
That's what this kind of felt like. And fucking amazed at their ability and their musicality and their orchestration, but just not what I'm into.
So if we're doing recommendations, I'll say I'm a yes, because you may, it depends on you. It very much depends on the listener. There's an audience for this stuff. If I'm not it, I'm like also willing to say like there's incredible craft and thought and creativity here.
Yes.
And for people who want this kind of thing, they'll love this shit.
I'm a no because and they were angry at Rick Rubin for changing their songs to make them more listenable. Which to me,
could you imagine what less listenable was?
To me, that's like pretension on a string. There, it's like you're doing this for yourself, not for an audience. Then why are you putting this out there for anybody in a mass sphere? I'm like, if you're gonna produce something for an audience, let the audience enjoy it. Don't fucking force them to listen to something they might not totally understand, and then hold them in contempt for not getting it. And that's the impression I get from this band. So I'm gonna go no on that.
Okay.
Shit.
Traditional Sean is back.
That's
Fuck.
right. Fuck you, Mars Volta.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm going to say, fuck. I'm trying not to equivocate.
But you could swear on both the sides of the scale.
I'm thinking of the Porter speech from Macbeth. To equivocate is to
equivocate himself to heaven.
Yeah. Yes.
You're gonna be right, dear goose.
Whiskey raises the humors and it lowers the humors.
Well, sets them on and takes them off.
I would say I'm very happy that the studio that we record in is in my house because I have no shame or guilt drinking this whiskey at all right now.
I'm on 1.5.
Mike has drank nearly a quarter fifth on his own right now.
I don't think so.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna say. All right, I'm coming down. I'm coming down on the decision here. I'm going to say no to Deloused in the Comatorium. I'm going to say go listen to At the Drive-In, One Arm Scissor.
Okay.
Which is the band that broke up and that partially reformed as the Mars Volta.
I will throw this out there, by the way, for Deloused in the Comatorium. Flea plays bass on most of the tracks.
Right? Yeah, that was a deep cut that I didn't realize.
John Frusciante on guitar. So there's a lot of skilled musicians because
100%.
they're founding people like the
Yeah.
female bass player and all, they all dropped out of the band or whatever. I have a feeling that the main people were probably hard to work with. Shock.
Go figure.
But I love how it's 2 no's to a yes. So fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, shall we go a bit more industrial?
Yeah. At that rate, I'm going to bring you a little I wanna No, I'm not going to go there. Because this is not that album, but this is Year Zero by 9 Inch Albums. Or 9 Inch Nails, sorry.
What?
I'm looking at the album. And I'm 2
9 inch
whiskeys in.
heels.
And
Ooh.
9 inch dildo.
So, I think, do we all share the same original root in that we grew up watching industrial Trent Reznor and Animals, right, on MTV?
Dude,
is that fair to say?
I loved 9 Inch Nails back in the day. I loved Filter because of the 9 Inch Nails genesis of that. Yeah. Like that whole industrial idea was just so raw, punk for the 90s in a way that it to me is still super meaningful. Just
Downward Spiral
awesome.
is it's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
it's just incredible. I forget what the song title is. I'm bad with song titles, but There's that one song early in Downward Spiral. There's a guitar riff that comes in over the hard percussion. It's just like it's like an upward progression.
Yeah.
And then then it'll pause percussion and it does it again. And every time I hear it, I get actual goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like it's just such
Not much can do that to us
like,
anymore.
It's incredible.
And so I've got a little bit of the background, and like having it at low volume, it kind of sounds like at the Mars Volta, but it's much more percussively driven.
Yeah.
You know, the drums and the 808 and the album itself really relies on like synths and zizzers and like the digital noise that one would associate with like Dystopia.
Yeah.
And the lyrics not only are comprehensible, but also feel like they tell a story for at least the first half of Year Zero. Second half, they kind of fall away and it becomes more instrumental. And I've got issues with that myself. But
can I just give you the synopsis real quick that I got off the internet?
Run us down.
Because it's like, this is set in the year 2022.
So 3 years ago.
And it depicts an America that has slid into theocratic control, endless war, and pervasive.
Here's a little early.
Trent Reznor is a fucking, fucking, what is the word I'm looking
Sage?
for? He's a sage.
He's a soothsayer.
Soothsayer. Jeez, and by the way, Trent Reznor, please keep scoring movies.
What was that? Was it SNL or In Living Color where they were like, nailed it? Like,
In Living Color, yeah. Yeah.
This is you mentioned like the music and the lyrics. What I love about Nine Inch Nails and Trent Reznor's work is how readable it is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, sometimes you listen to his like vocalisms and you're like, God, it's so lazy. He almost
What do you mean?
Like he almost sounds like long skirt, short jacket, or long jacket, short skirt.
Cake?
Like that kind of lyrics.
I want a girl in a long shirt and a short.
He's not singing. He's just basically talking the lyrics at you.
Yeah.
And I feel like Reznor is limited in his vocal reach that way. But his songwriting and his mixing is so incredible. He is
Chef's kiss in the
he is a
background.
producer and a songsmith, and like all those things he does are amazing.
Right.
His lyrics to me are the weak point. But that being said, sometimes, right.
Yeah, it depends on the song.
Exactly. But
Also depends on where you're at in your life.
This album,
because when I was young, I was like, these lyrics are fucking great.
yeah, but no.
Yeah.
But his delivery is kind of like almost like sardonic, like but that being said, the concept of this album is much more readable than the Mars Volta. I feel like I understand kind of where it's going with that sort of sense of like almost like downward spiral society, you know, revolution's coming and all that kind of like that stuff.
There is hope in the dystopia.
Yeah, right. It's dystopian, but with that thread of hope. It's there. It's much more understandable. For me, the problem with this album is it gets boring. And like I feel like sometimes Trent Reznor has the unfortunate side effect of getting kind of monotonous in an album. Where you see like you take like I want to fuck you like an animal or whatever that's called, and like some of those other like whole like head like a hole, like some of those like singles they come out so well as singles, and it's like wow. But then you put the album and you're like, okay, I'm hearing the same thing over and over again.
I think that's the genre in general. That's industrial, because industrial is always a genre that I feel like I should like this more. I should listen to more of this. I should seek out bands like this. But the problem is that its pounding intensity is tiring as you listen to more and more.
Sure, it's exhausting. Sure. You're right.
Yeah. And I think like if I were to like step back and be like, well, yeah, so is Dystopia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So is 2025.
English teacher.
It's like sitting down and reading.
The green light's just a green light, Adam.
It's like listening to an album of Nine Inch Nails. It's like reading 1984 in one sitting.
So I was going to say, this sounds like the soundtrack to 1984. That was a note I made. Like, please show me Winston at the cafe fucking drinking to My Violent Heart.
It's way better than the Annie Lennox shit from the actual movie from '84. Like,
sorry,
I've never seen that movie.
You stop,
bro.
Just don't.
Really?
No, I never have.
That was a failed attempt.
I've read the book so many times, and I've taught it multiple times. But I've always heard the movie is awful, and so I've never watched it.
But John Hurt's really good.
We've made so many good references back and forth. Stop.
He is good.
He's fine, but
is he the guy that plays Winston?
It.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
an alien doesn't burst from his chest, but he's still good.
So he is the authoritarian in V for Vendetta. Which I think is a nice
I love
touch.
that.
And we should do that.
We should fucking do that.
You're right.
Oh my gosh, I love
we got so much material. We're gonna be on for like another 8 years.
So good.
That's right.
At least.
Right up until we do.
Don't do the Mel Brooks. Yeah.
All right. Look, I'm not retiring for another 11 years, so we got that much time.
When
you and
retire,
me,
you'll have even more time.
You're right. Fuck, we're never ending.
Right.
Never ending.
We're going to do Mel Brooks.
It's like Rick and Morty. 100 years. We're going to keep going. Yeah. There's too much stuff to do, Morty.
Szechuan sauce, Marty.
Yeah. It's all about the Szechuan sauce. I did it all for the Szechuan sauce.
The side sauce. But the fucking sauce.
You were going to have to clip us down way hard after that.
Oh, don't worry. I'll do a little thing on this.
I appreciate that.
So, coming back to Nine Inch Nails, like I hadn't listened to Year Zero. Like I listened to their old shit from the 90s. I liked their old shit from the 90s, but I had not listened to Year Zero. And so when I put it on for this cast, I had an intense feeling of nostalgia from the opening notes of the first song because it was like, I was like, this is that. You know, you said it best when I said, what'd you think of that Nine Inch Nails album? You said it sounds like a Nine Inch Nails album.
Yeah.
But Trent Reznor is, you know, his real genius lies in he has such a unique sound. You know Trent Reznor's music when you hear it. By the way, a little plug for a future episode, Tron. He's doing the soundtrack.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm so excited about Tron.
But
I don't know what is it, because we know it's synth. But there's something like there's like that like that sound, whatever it is he's doing, it's like so much his hallmark.
There's such a like sinisterness to it.
Yes.
And yet at the same time, like it's not Marilyn Manson reveling in the evil.
Wow, there's a throwback for you.
But he's also industrial metal, right?
He is.
And he's a contemporary of Nine Inch Nails. But whereas Marilyn Manson revels in the evil, which is fine too, I'm not criticizing that. No. But with Trent Reznor, it's like it sounds so sinister and evil, and yet you know that that's what he's railing against. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's the one who's like fighting the dystopia.
I'm literally playing Me, I'm Not right now.
Yes.
And like the lyrics to that are like so contradictory that it's like I am stuck here, but I'm not. This is not me. But I am, and like if that doesn't feel like 2025, fuck you.
It's
I
the
don't know what
person
it is.
struggling against like should they be like pushing harder or not? Kind of.
It's Winston unclogging his neighbor's drain, which smells like cabbage.
Ugh, gross.
There you go.
Has anyone here seen Nine Inch Nails live?
No, have you?
I have not either. But they played in Toronto the same weekend that Oasis just did. And I went up to see Oasis, but I had friends who went to see Nine Inch Nails. And they're big Nine Inch Nails fan. They've seen them before, but they were raving about the performance. They were saying, you know, like apparently Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor just puts on an insane show.
I always felt like they were more of like the grunge version of that industrial metal feel. Like he fit more with that 90s zeitgeist of the disaffected masculinity, anger, angst, all that stuff that grunge kind of encompassed, and it became rage rock,
right?
But did it in a different way. It was so unique, so its own thing. And Marilyn Manson, you can put him in that same genre, but that band was always more about the shock rock kind of quality.
Oh well, and the personality of Marilyn themselves.
And you're right. Like growing up in Buffalo, we had 103.3 The Edge.
Oh, I missed that.
And you would go from like Alice, you would go from like Nirvana to Alice in Chains to Nine Inch Nails without missing a beat. Like it fit right in there.
I remember playing a game back in the like mid 90s called Civilization 3 or 4, whatever it was. Sid Meier's. Yep.
Yeah.
And I would sit there in my room and I'd play that game for fucking hours. And I apologize to my son, who I always give a hard time for playing games all the time, but like I was the same way. And I would be playing there for hours, and I'd in the Edge in the background, and it would go from, you know, like they were playing like Fuel by Metallica, And then
Give me I was
Yes,
about to
thank
do
you.
that. Yeah.
And
Give
then
me fuel. Give me fire. Give me that. What's that? There?
thank you. Very good, actually. The next song would be Closer. I Want to Fuck You Like an Animal by Nine Inch Nails. And then they go through a bunch of stuff. And then, like, you know, like an hour later, you're like, oh my God, I'm hearing Closer again.
Yeah.
I've been on this for a while. I didn't give a shit. But it's like, it was such a rotational thing. Like, Nine Inch Nails was just part of the zeitgeist.
Sure.
It was. And I think he still is. Like, that's the thing. It's like, not nearly as influential as it was 20, 30 years ago. But he still puts out bangers. Like we talked about
what a career. Yeah.
when we did,
Hell yeah.
didn't we do the like American Gods or whatever or we did something where I played the intro was his version of the Immigrant Song with what's her name?
Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Is that
like
Sandman? No.
maybe something like that. But it was like that industrial, and he did this awesome industrial version of it. I'm like, holy shit! I kind of like that better than the Zeppelin version.
He's become so respected. Like he did. There's the Ken Burns documentary on the Vietnam War.
Yes.
There's like 8 or 9 episodes of that, all movie length, right? And he did the entire soundtrack for that. And now it's 2025. He's doing the Tron soundtrack, right? This guy who's been around since the late 80s. So he's had. So on our original agenda, which we haven't needed to touch because
Not
of our
at all.
natural rapport.
Yeah.
This was going to be my least favorite song off this album, which I don't know how you guys.
Are you
feel.
talking about Capital G?
This one right
'Cause
here?
I just
yeah.
faded it in.
Interesting.
I don't.
Look at that.
I don't like the cadence in it. It's like
Sure.
It's like you were talking before about how he has the same delivery in every song, and I guess I like that delivery because in this one he does this like boop doo 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 doo, and I'm like, don't do that.
So one thing I'll add on to this is that Trent Reznor produced one of my favorite spoken word artists, like few albums, Saul Williams. Just go find that later. Saul Williams, Reparations. Parentheses list of demands, and it was the whole album, but that was the first song. Like that's really the radio friendly edit, and it feels like this, but it's Saul Williams, this like leviathan of a slam poet who's known for like standing up in his like Che Guevara uniform and like unveiling his like scroll. He's like 6'2", and he has a scroll at his face, and it just hits the ground and rolls on, and that's his poem.
Wow.
And Trent Reznor and he collaborated on his album,
Damn.
and like that's worth a fucking listen. This feels like that because of the cadence.
Yeah.
So maybe I liked it because I had that background.
The specific cadence was what bothered me. Just hearing Trent Reznor do it, that just rubbed me the wrong way. By the way, this was not the point you were making at all, but I wanted to say the word Leviathan. I love that word. That's such a great word.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a student of mine is reading Thomas Hobbes right now, which is like interesting you brought that up. I know, weird, right?
What?
On
The
his own.
Leviathan?
On his own for independent reading.
Go with
You know
God,
what?
my man. Go
That
with
bell
God.
is for that
He
student.
just finished
100% it
he
is.
just finished The Prince and moved on to Thomas Hobbes. Like this
By
kid.
Machiavelli.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's
Niccolo
definitely
Machiavelli.
chasing some clout on this one, but man,
What the
he's
shit?
I
he's
want to
into
know their
it.
name later, not right now.
Anywho,
Recommend- Sorry, go ahead.
what I like about this, and this might be a transition to the next one.
Yep.
Like the first album felt like there was no sense of like clarity between songs, whereas like then you get into this Year Zero, and you're feeling like okay, each song is its own little packet within the larger story. And I'm feeling a little bit more differentiation, a little bit more of like the songmanship, craftsmanship thing going on with it. And I think that translates into Muse, I think, going even further with it, where you've got radio single releases and you've got like I
The
don't know.
Ultra Deluxe version, which
it-
is what I listen to.
Me too. Is it time to move into Muse then? Or?
Yeah, we'll
Well,
go to
let's do
Muse.
our recommendations first.
Okay,
I'm a
okay.
yes. I will say that with Nine Inch Nails, this is not, for me, growing up in the 90s, this is not what I'm going to go back to. But it is very good, and I feel like if you like any Nine Inch Nails, you'll like this too.
Yeah, same. I'll say yes for any industrial fan or metal or anybody who likes, Trent Reznor's style. Yeah, why not? It's not going to hurt you.
No, I literally favorited 4 of the songs as I was listening to Year Zero.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there are
like
some really good.
There's some bangers.
There are definitely some bangers, and the title track isn't like as inclined. Like I'm not inclined to dive into it as much as I was for Mars Volta because I want to like I don't like not knowing.
Mm.
But I love the fact that like the whole thing is rhythmically driven. I'm gonna like work out to this. I'm going to take this and like I wanted to make a soundtrack of the 3 albums together actually of Mars Volta, Year Zero, and Simulation Theory, because I feel like there's a story that we can tell in like similar to 1984 in the Rebellion, like the Awakening, the Rebellion, the Fall, and the understanding that you were fucked from the beginning.
Interesting.
So, but I mean that to me that's every dystopian novel.
Yeah.
Like you're just fucked from the beginning. You don't know it until you get there.
Yeah.
But
Good point.
But you're fucked from there.
It's like the dystopian hero journey or something.
Yeah, there's a different hero's journey for dystopia, which is, I mean, the newer dystopias like Hunger Games do break out of that.
Yeah.
Although she does fall into the you're fucked from the beginning because she kills the second president,
Yeah.
realizing that this isn't what I
still
signed up
kind
for.
of fits the whole thing, doesn't it? Honestly.
You know,
Yeah.
before, on this note, and last point before we move into Muse, Adam, I was distraught when Sean asked me the other day. He didn't understand my text where I had hashtagged, love Big Brother and the loving breast and all that.
He didn't catch that?
He didn't understand. He said he said he didn't get the joke, and I said it was the final paragraph of 1984 when Winston
He learned to love Big Brother.
Way to out me. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're just going to out you as the guy who doesn't understand 1984. How do you not
The
understand
guy who's
Orwell?
probably taught it more than both of you combined.
I'm
But that's
sure.
Honestly.
okay.
I'm sure. But
Honestly.
he fully understands to
Oh, yeah.
listeners.
Yeah, we're just kidding.
Fully understands the book and the ending, but he missed the specific little hashtags that I threw in there, and I just I wanted to make sure it wasn't me. You got that right? Like you understood.
100% got.
You've read
Love Big Brother.
the appendix, correct?
Yes,
I always read
yes,
the
yes.
appendix.
Have
Yeah.
you taught that to your students?
No,
I
I
have
haven't had
not.
him read it, but I've referenced it
Yeah.
when I point out how it refers to the regime and past tense
Yes.
and
Yeah.
all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The principles
That's
of
always
collective
the,
oligarchy.
That's always a sneaky move. Like it actually is hopeful in tone if you read
Right.
the appendix.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of hopeful in tone, we're going to shift over to Muse.
All right.
If you didn't notice, I started playing Algorithm in our background here. And so how I sum this up is, so what did I say? Let me read my notes here. Retro-futuristic synth pop dystopian music.
Sounds right.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't reaching there for like the titles, but
I think that's intentional too.
100% intentional. If you look
Absolutely.
at the album cover, it's literally covered in lasers and like
The Stranger Things artist did it. The guy who did the season artistry for Stranger Things did their album cover.
It looks like
Wow,
a
I didn't know that.
soundtrack,
Yeah.
cover.
Yep.
I was at first I was like, I wonder if this is a soundtrack just based on the cover art.
It felt like a concept album to me. The most concept album.
When we were digging for like recommendations, my daughter recommended this because I told her what was going on. She's like, "Well, what about Muse Simulation Theory?" I go, "That sounds interesting." And I looked into it. I'm like, "Yeah, that will be a good one to recommend." And I don't think it disappointed at all. I feel like it
100%
fits
no.
exactly into what we're trying to do here. And honestly, I am not the biggest Muse fan. They have their moments. I have a real problem with the theatricality of the voice sometimes and how it gets into that.
I'm here for the theatricality, so we're different on that.
So for me,
That's okay.
sometimes it grates on my nerves. I'm not a musical guy,
Mhm.
like in that regard. But I feel like it's the most well realized out of all 3 of the albums we listened to.
Sure.
And I have to thank you to my daughter for
Thank you.
suggesting this, because I'm like, you know what? The concept holds true through all the songs. The idea of living in a simulation and understanding that, and like, simulation theory, it's so on the nose. Honestly, it's pretty much, idiot proof. And just how all the songs differentiate from each other, yet they still follow the theme.
Yep.
It doesn't have that almost like quality of that 9 Inch Nails and the Mars Volta sort of fall into of almost like combining into too much of the samenitude. I'm drunk. But the
Samenitude.
yes, thank you.
That would be a good album.
Yes. I feel like it's enough.
Simulacrum in the samenitude.
There's enough like singles that were released off this album to say like, no, it stands on its own, but it still fits as a story. I think it's the most successful out of the three. That's me.
And I'm just, before Mike chimes in, also mostly falsetto. So,
Yes,
so the emo kid in me from the 2000s is happy with this.
That's partially why it bothers me. It almost gets too much into like the Meatloaf, like he's doing like musical theater too much, and I don't quite like it enough. But it doesn't annoy me to the point where I'm like, I can't enjoy Muse.
You know what though? He would do anything for love, and he would do that. I want to know what that is, Meatloaf. Just tell me.
You know what that is, Adam.
I don't. I would do anything.
Hey, open up your heart. You know what it is.
Like his role in Fight Club, he can't talk about what
That's
that
right.
is.
You know what? But Bob had bitch tits.
Bob had bitch.
I love. We later on need to do that
Dude,
movie.
he had a great
love
set
that.
of titties.
Oh my
I
god!
don't even need to watch it. We can do it right now.
This is Bob. Bob had bitch tits.
Oh, they were incredible.
And
His name was Robert Paulson.
Yep. And I'm not commenting on people's bodies. These are quotes from the movie and book.
You guys know Robert Paulson wrote Hatchet, right?
Yeah, I do.
Like there's
I know.
that subtle little nod there.
Do you want to? So
You
I'm
didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Robert Paulson wrote Hatchet.
Yeah. That name comes from the author of Hatchet.
Yeah.
How does that fit? Is it just
No, they
random?
they
Like,
just took it from Planiok. Took it.
Yeah, I have a feeling
thought
that was like a
I knew
nod.
everything about this book and
Oh,
movie,
man.
and yet I had no idea. Like, and I know the book and I know the author, and I never ever made that connection.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
wild.
gonna fade in my. I think what is there's four songs that I love from Simulation Theory, and here's Propaganda.
Oh, I was gonna say propaganda.
And this is one of your favorite songs from this.
Yeah, and I think it's because
Mike's like, I hated it.
it's so like I understand that it's not the most lyrically deep. I'm fine with that, but the beat
Yeah.
being so antithetical to the content is interesting to me.
So I mean, I haven't weighed in yet, so I'll weigh in.
Go ahead.
And I'm out of step here because I did not enjoy this album at all.
Okay. That's fine.
I started out. I'm going to be honest with you. The opening song or two, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking love this."
Algorithm
shit.
and Dark Side. Yeah. So where did we lose you? Did we lose you at Pressure?
Well, I don't know exactly when, but like the opening song, I was like, "This is cool as fuck." Like
Yeah.
I was so there for it, and then like the next song or two, I was still digging it, and it just went bad.
Sure.
And I did not like this song at all. This was the first song that I was like, okay, I'll note this as like my least favorite on the album. I didn't like it. Like it was like they were trying to sound like Prince.
Yeah.
But
okay.
It was like Prince watered down, like Prince Light. And then it was like the lyrics felt to me like a freshman who had just learned what propaganda was and wanted to write a political song.
Yeah.
You know, and I was
That's
like,
fair.
So, and then from there, there was some song, I don't have it in front of me, but like there was a song, it was something about like what it means to be human. Or
Something Human.
Something human.
It's two songs after this.
I felt like that to me felt like something out of like Descendants or Zombies. Like it felt like a
That
Disney,
did feel weird
like,
because you've got this like synth
Yeah.
pop, and then you've got the acoustic
Right.
of Something Human in the middle of the album.
And then like the rest of it never came back for me. I might have just soured so much that I just
Yeah.
became closed minded.
Maybe
but like
I'll play Thought Contagion in the background.
Yes.
And maybe
the
that.
first two or three songs, I was getting ready to describe it on this podcast as, this sounds to me as if Radiohead wanted to do like a sort of dance pop album.
Whoa.
And I meant that as a compliment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sounded like
Yeah.
In Rainbows, but with like a dancier, poppier feel to it.
That describes Muse actually pretty well.
Then it,
Yeah, I would sign
but
up
the
for
rest
that.
of the album did not do that anymore, and it lost me. Like I just didn't. Something did not work for me.
I'll support your comment that the lyrics are kind of basic. There's absolutely they're not pushing you to think. But I will say that like Thought Contagion and
I'm gonna
Pressure,
leave Break It to Me playing in the background.
those are all like radio singles that they release, and I feel like Muse is walking a line between getting you to think a little bit, but still putting together a catchy earworm and a tune. And I feel like that's something that band has dealt with over the years, where they've gone from doing their thing or whatever, and not getting that audience to like finally figuring out the formula, almost like Rick Rubin tried to get the Mars Volta to figure out. Like you got to play something people are going to want to listen to.
Yeah.
And still tell your story.
Right.
So I totally get the criticism. I understand that completely, and I don't disagree with you in a lot of ways. But I feel like out of all the three that we listened to, including Nine Inch Nails, there's enough differentiation between tracks that it still keeps it complex enough for you to want to keep listening to it. And while it's not difficult to listen to, and like you said, the lyrics are very simple and very like, I would say like obvious in many ways.
Yeah, they're a little sophomoric.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's a great word for it. It's not reaching for any kind of like profound thought, but it's still entertaining. And to me, that's almost like the Emperor's Soul that we did in a couple episodes ago. Like the idea that I'm entertained enough. I didn't have to think crazily for it. I just wanted to enjoy something and kind of like turn off parts of my brain for a little while. And I got that from this.
So one thing that I really connected to here is that this felt like if the Duffer Brothers from Stranger Things wanted to write a dystopian show, this would be the soundtrack.
Well, it's obviously inspired by Stranger Things, like the
100%.
album art and like everything going into it. And it's just the idea that, it's we're living in a simulation is part of the zeitgeist of when this album came out. Like that whole idea that, it's more probable that we're actually living in a simulation than that
I
we
just
are
want to
real.
eat the steak, Sean. If it looks like steak and it tastes like steak, it's fucking steak, man.
Ignorance is bliss.
Take your blue
Ignorance is
pills,
bliss.
guys. Take your blue pills. It's better for you anyway. I just feel like it's interesting. It's not high concept, but it fits the bill for what we were looking for. And for me, it was like it's just a good casual listen. It rewards casual listening.
And I agree with your point that of the three albums, if what you're looking for is one song to be different from the next, this definitely had the most of that.
Yeah. Like here's your least favorite, Something Human, which is mainly acoustic driven.
We couldn't tell the difference between any songs on Mars Volta, and then on Nine Inch Nails, it was like, yeah, you could, but like it all sounds like Nine Inch Nails.
Right.
And from one song to the next, you didn't know what the fuck you were gonna get on this album. So to be clear, again, there were songs on this album I liked very much, particularly early on. I had this weird thing with this album where I started out like really digging it, and then I just couldn't sustain it, and then I kind of got like pissed off like the way it was going.
Yeah.
This song in particular, Propaganda was the second worst for me. This was the worst. Because, like I said, it sounds to me like I could picture this being in like Descendants, Disney's Zombies or Descendants. Like it sounded to me like I could picture like teenage characters dressed up in makeup, like singing this song.
It's almost like a modern Rusted Root kind of song in a way. It's like, oh, you're trying to do that. I got it.
Yeah,
But
a little too self-aware.
Yeah.
But there were, again, to be clear, there were songs on this album I liked very much.
And so I find it maybe a little too obvious that the song they call Something Human is mainly acoustic, and it's still rhythmically driven, but it's not like the 808 drum machine that's really pumping it. Although as I'm listening to it now, like the kit's still the 808, but they're not using the like snare and drum on it.
They're an interesting band because of the way they fluctuate between digitally driven versus like live music kind of a thing, and they blend it pretty well. I'll go back to, I think this album produced a lot of really cool singles, and it does drive some interesting conversation. It's not profound. It's not going to make you go, oh my god, I need to learn how to play this, or nothing like that.
I mean, I was going to say, none of this is Pink Floyd's The Wall.
No, and I think like the art of the concept album died in the 70s. Like that's when
with The Who?
The rise and fall of it. Like when was the last time there was a really good high concept album? I just don't think.
Don't want to be an American idiot.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean,
on.
yes, to an extent, but it's
Janelle
not
Monáe's Arch Android.
Yeah.
Was a great.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I have not appreciated
that.
the direction that her career has gone since that album, but that album was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knew her from Fun. We Are Young.
I didn't know her.
On Janelle Monáe on that one.
Yeah.
But then, like, her career fucking really, she had her career by the reproductive organs after that. And I agree.
The Arch Android was just an incredible album. I mean, like, there's songs in there that sound like Jackson 5, and there's songs in there that sound like, you know, all kinds of shit. And then it was such a good album. After that, I think she got very into, like, what is popular and what will sell. But that album was...
I hear you, and I acknowledge that praise, and I get it. But I feel like...
It's very hard to pull off.
Dark Side of the Moon, Tommy, you know, The Wall, all those kinds of things pulled off the coherent, throw this album on your player, sit back, and you're going to go on a theatrical journey. Like, anything that comes in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and beyond, I feel like it just lost that ability to lock it down to it's an album event. You know what I mean?
I mean, do you think that's because of our attention span?
No, I think it's just because artists aren't incentivized to do it.
Yeah.
It's too much driven by the single. And the 80s really started that.
The single and the concert.
Yeah.
They don't make money off of albums anymore.
Right.
So...
I mean, like, I guess I wouldn't say the 80s started it. Like, the Beatles were ripe for that, too. But just the idea that the single became more of the driver of the economics versus the album. I feel like the album concept and the concept album had its moment. And anything that tries to hit it now is almost like a pale imitation.
I will say, as we're talking about the albums over Thought Contagion, I think Thought Contagion was kind of like peak Muse in this album for me.
Agreed.
You know, I'm going to let it play for just a second, maybe jack it up a bit.
It definitely still gets radio play, too, even today. So it's an exceptionally good song.
Yeah, and I mean, it speaks to 2025 in many ways. It's not complex musically, but it's well produced, it's slick, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
In what it is. And I think that's the difference between Muse and, for example, the Mars Volta.
Right.
I mean, nothing against Rick Rubin, because I know he's produced many bangers, many platinum albums. I just feel like this is better produced.
Yeah, I agree. You know what's funny? Because I was listening to this in a rental car I have now with a shitty sound system.
I didn't know what car to park behind, for the record, for tonight. I found it. You're the only F-150 out there.
Yeah, so I'm listening to it in this shitty sound system going like, man, it's like too operatic with the singing. I don't like this. But then I put it on.
The bass up.
I put it in my other car that has a Bang & Olufsen sound system in it. And I'm like, holy shit, this thing hits now.
It's different.
It does. It absolutely changes the way the album hits you. And I'm like, fuck, this is so much better. And it made way more sense on all levels with good sound quality.
And so I don't know if anybody else had this experience, but I listened on my AirPods with spatial audio. And Mars Volta was produced before spatial audio hit. And then I think they went back and re-released Year Zero with spatial audio because it's Apple lossless on Apple Music. And so is Simulation Theory. And I will say, like, that really added to my experience. I did not listen in the car. I listened on my AirPods. And just to feel surrounded by the audio was a different experience, and that's not fair to Mars Volta, because I feel like if they had spatial audio, they would play with that.
I also feel like those are the kind of musicians who would fuck it up in such a way where, like, you'd feel pissed off that you don't get it.
Yeah. Motherfuckers didn't get my song. Fuck y'all. Yeah. You know what? Honestly, as Get Up and Fight plays, like, this to me is a great anthem. I felt like it came too early in the album. Like, why is Get Up and Fight song number 8 when it should be, like, song number 12?
Yeah.
You know, there's 4 more songs after it.
I guess we could start to wrap it up by just talking about how I think out of all the albums, the story is the most consistent and clear for me in the Muse album. Is it 100% all the way through awesome? No. None of these albums were. But I think this one, to me, rewards the most re-listening, followed closely by Nine Inch Nails, and then the Mars Volta as a distant. Not that I would never re-listen to it, but to me it didn't reward the re-listen.
I mean, I know the fans are rabid on Mars Volta.
Yeah.
And as I took note in my notes, like, there are people who are still discussing the Mars Volta lyrics on Reddit right now as if it just came out.
That's fair, but I'm going to go on a limb and say there's probably a lot fewer of them than there are fans of Muse and Nine Inch Nails for sure.
Probably. I mean, definitely of Nine Inch Nails.
Much more niche.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
for
think,
me, I would say that Nine Inch Nails Year Zero made me want to listen to classic era Nine Inch Nails. I would say that Mars Volta, I respected very much. You know, will I go back and listen to it? I mean, maybe someday when I'm retired and I can really unpack it. And the Muse, I don't know. Like I felt like I would listen to some of their singles again. I feel like that's a band that, you know, they can put together like a real banger. But
Yeah.
as far as the album, like the idea of sitting down and listening to an album, they were a distant third for me. I wouldn't listen to Muse again beginning to end.
Sure.
Because, you know, again, it's a personal thing, not an objective thing. It's a subjective thing. But for me, it started out like real kind of cool sounding, and then it just very quickly took a silly turn, and it just felt like very poppy and musical to me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Muse was really looking for the like commercial hit.
Yeah.
As much as I respect what they were going for, and if I were to take Nine Inch Nails and Muse, I feel like that could be the soundtrack to the next Tron movie, which I know we talked about watching, and I know Trent Reznor produced, and I'm looking forward to all the...
That radio release song they've got playing right now for the soundtrack is pretty good.
Oh, I haven't heard it yet.
I know it's on Apple Music. I haven't listened to it yet.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's out there. I want to walk my 10-year-old through the first Tron and the second Tron before I watch the theatrical release. Yeah. And I'm probably going to go see it in IMAX, because why not? Like, how many times am I going to get a chance to see Tron?
That would
in
be
IMAX?
a good movie to watch on IMAX.
But that's a story for another cast.
That's right. It might be our next one. Sean Connery, friend of cast. Right? So
keep listening, people.
We appreciate your time. We appreciate your attention. We know that you've got many other places to be, and you're probably not the AI that scraped our data and listened to 357 episodes in a single day.
Yeah. Hey, we'll take it though. Any bots you guys want to engineer to like download us constantly, just do it.
Yeah, right. Pump that out. We make zero money from this. Yeah. It's all about your attention.
Right now, there's one guy in Brazil who is eagerly anticipating the first episode of season 5, and he's like, "Fuck, you know, I listened to all of their episodes 4 times each in one day." And they think I'm a bot.
Hey, I know.
Somehow they listen to 400 hours of audio.
I know at least a handful of people who are looking forward to this and have been asking me when new material is coming out. And now I got to say, soon.
Yeah,
that's right. And you know who else we need to thank besides our Aussie friends? It's Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
That's right, Kevin. And we're gonna have a season 5 debut episode party.
Yeah.
There's going to be like limos and red carpet and a lot of celebrities, I think, are showing up for that.
Snoop said he's showing up finally.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Jeff Goldblum will be there.
Quick shout out to Zabills. Thanks, guys, for
as
always giving us plugs and appreciating our work. We appreciate yours as well, and go Bills.
And for covering the greatest team in football.
Indeed.
Yeah. We don't have an official relationship, but I'm going to say cousin cast.
Yeah. Sure.
Are we cousins?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not quite siblings.
I mean, I'll Sean's fucking him, and we're like kind of cool with it.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the nature of the relationship.
If you heard the first cast, we thought Mike thought we were in a monogamous relationship, and now we're in an open podcast relationship.
It's not like I'm fucking them. It's more of like they invite me to the orgy. You know what I mean?
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. Whoever's keys you grab is fine, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, I'm guilty as well because I'm also on another podcast.
We're cool with it as long as you tell us every detail of what you did.
Oh, yes. Say it like that.
Yeah. Tell me, Daddy.
First, we put on our headphones.
Did you talk about that Baltimore comeback?
Oh, I need to change it. Sorry.
So sorry, listeners.
Oh, it's cast 3. I'm 2 whiskeys deep and a wine and also a beer.
A barley wine.
A barley wine. Dope. Call him Daddy.
Oh, everybody else does.
That's right. That's right. Also, Haley, you're so lucky. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You go, girl.
Queen Haley.
She married up.
Yeah, she sure did. And we appreciate your time here, and we appreciate your listens. We know that your time is limited. We try to keep it to 1 day's worth of drive time, roughly. So if you're here with us, we've gone over a little bit, but that's all right. I'd like to say we know what we're doing next. It's probably going to be at some point Tron related, but I can't guarantee that's next. We got a lot on the burner based on what we talked about today.
Cryptid erotica. And
that's right. The man who killed and Bigfoot.
The Hitler and the Bigfoot.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah, we got a long list. We just haven't committed to episode 4 yet.
Yeah.
We'll
much like our podcast relationship, we're open to anything.
Yeah.
Until next time, which will be sometime in 2026.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
Indeed.
We're there.
Yeah.
We're there. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your listen, and cheers, nerds.
Cheers.
Cheers.